We are back with part two with the explanation. So in Isaiah 3, verse 1 to 3, God removes support. So God says He will take away everything the nation depends on: food and water, military leaders, judges, prophets, wise counselors, and skilled workers. When you see those things start to happen in a nation, that means God is not happy with you. um, the message is that when people reject God's ways, even the thing they rely on for stability can be taken away. And we don't understand. That's why when I see people fighting for things that is the possession of God, I'm just shaking my head, because I'm like, you're not even grateful for what He gave you, and just say all the glory to the Almighty. You just stay fighting. You're fighting children of God and thinking that you're doing the greatest things. That's why we have to be humble. Don't let God humbles you, because He will if you don't listen to Him. So in Isaiah 3, verse 4 and 7, it's speaking about inexperienced leaders. So God says that immature and incapable leaders will rule, and the result will be confusion, poor leadership, people refusing positions of authority because the situations has become too difficult. This illustrates the consequences of a nation losing wise and just leadership. That's what happened when you leave God in your nation. You keep God away from your nations. You think God give you the wisdom, God give you the blessing, He give you everything. You were a nation of God, and you started to feel so powerful. You don't need God, so God gonna take it away. So all your leadership skills that you got, all the wise people, He gonna take them away. Because we have to understand, we're going to school, we get degree, but when it comes to wisdom, discernment, power, God give it to us. That's why when people go to school, they rely only on the education from school. I think is a great deception. You also have to have faith in the Almighty, because you can have many diploma and still not making good money. And somebody who might have less than you, God can bless them way better than you. So that's why, as children of God, we have to be humble in every area of our lives. Let's continue. And it's happening right now in the world. Isaiah 3, verse 8 and 12, why judgment comes. Isaiah explains the reason the people openly rebel against God. They practice injustice, they ignore God's commands, their actions harm the vulnerable. And in verse 11, it warns, who to the wicked, disaster is upon them. Be careful. They will be paid back for what their hands have done. God sometimes takes time. Don't think you are untouchable. Don't think that. Because if the Almighty wants to touch you, He will touch you easily. Easily. You will not even see it coming. You will not see it coming. That's why us as children of God, when we see people are dealing with so much difficulty and they are in the land, they're getting persecuted, instead of us praying for them, but we are there so happy, and they look just like us, but we're so happy because even they look like us, we're not struggling like them. So that makes us feel good because we're different, we're protected, we don't understand what's going on. Instead of doing those things, ask God, please God, protect them. But don't rejoice in people's difficulty, because God can take your blessing and send it to them. That's why you don't understand. So in Isaiah 3, verse 13 and 15, God judges the leaders. He will judge the leaders. God especially rebukes rulers and leaders because they exploited the poor instead of protecting them. I have a heart for the most vulnerable one. And I am grateful to God that He allowed me to have a dad who has humanity living in him and a mother like that. I was raised in a community that I saw people learn how to live as human beings, helping each other. Because we have to be more caring for the poor than people who are able to provide for themselves. So it doesn't make sense when people needs help. Instead of helping them, we go after them, attacking them, while we are brothers and sisters. I've, as children of God, if I need to help someone, I don't see color, because when somebody's struggling, if somebody is hurting, I can feel their pain, and that's where it comes empathy. Last week, I was watching the news. This father, he went to kill six of his children. This happened in the United States, of course. Six of his children and his wife, and burned the house on fire. This story really, and after another story, that's why you see me sometimes deactivated TikTok, because I don't have TV at home. But the fact that I'm on TikTok, I still get the bad news, and this really makes me so stressed out the whole night. I had to pray. I had to really pray, because I have a heart. I can feel people's, whatever people are dealing with, I can feel it as a human being. When somebody is dealing with something, you can feel it if you have the godly spirit with you. But if you let the enemy using you, you don't care. It's like, it's not me, I don't care, good for them. That's the devil talking, not the Holy Spirit. The devil is talking. So verses 15, why do you crush my people and grind the faces of the poor? God speak about poor so many times. You have to understand, Jesus Christ is a man who came to protect the poor, to fight for justice, to stand for humanity, and to put law in the right place. So God alone is a king, he's a judge. He lives in his court. So when it comes to rulers, to people who judge, to people who are in power, and us, if he give us the ability to help others, and we're just taking it and humiliating others, he will deal with us. Trust me. You might think, oh, he will never touch me, he will never touch you, but trust me, he will come after you. It's a matter of time. Isaiah 3:16. So 15, it say, why do you crush my people and grind the faces of the poor? This emphasizes God's concern for justice and the treatment of the vulnerable. Isaiah 3 verses 16 and 24, judgment on the proud women of Zion. Isaiah describes women who are portrayed as proud, self-focused, and preoccupied with outward beauty, while the nation is in spiritual decline. That's why when I'm speaking, I'm always saying that we are not in a physical fight, we are in a spiritual fight, because we have to understand that everything that comes out of her mouth is coming from her heart. So this shows the how her heart is, right? It shows how we are suffering inside, instead of allowing God to heal us. But it's easy for us to use her mouth to do destruction instead of healing, because our mouth has authority. God give us authority. Is the way that we use it. We can let God use us, or let the enemy use us. The prophecy says that the luxurious and beauty will be replaced with mourning, loss, humiliation. The focus is not on beauty itself, but on pride and misplaced priorities. That's what we saw on social media. We see other black calling people look just like them. They're not beautiful, and they're different from them, because they focus so much on outside beauty, and they don't see the deeper issues that's going on in the black community. Instead of focusing on healing, but they focus on what the society see as beauty, while beauty is not only outside. So he's not pleased with those people, because God understands they're not doing his job. What they're doing is doing division, is doing the work of the enemy. So that's why, as children of God, we have to be very careful how we use our tongue, because our tongue can be sharper than her teeth. And don't let your tongue be sharper, because it can bite you.